What is up, everybody? I am Nick, and we got some big Scream 5 news. Let's talk about it. Alright, so we are going to talk about the big bomb that was dropped today about Scream 5. But first, if you can do me a favor, and if you like talking horror movies, you want to be up to date on everything Scream 5, all kinds of Halloween shit, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, all the cool classic horror movies, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down in the corner. Really helps out the channel. Alright, enough of the self-promotion, let's get to it. So, wasn't a huge surprise, but we finally got the news. Yes, Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott herself, is returning to the Scream franchise for Scream 5. And I just want to read a quote from Neve Campbell about this, and then we'll talk about some of the other little tidbits that we know, and then get into a few of my predictions of what they should do or what they might do with Scream 5. So, the quote from Neve here is this, and this is just part of it, but this is the part that really intrigued me. She says, They have shown such love, respect, and admiration for Wes Craven and all that he's created in the Scream franchise. I am beyond excited to step back into the role of Sidney Prescott and return to Woodsboro. This is good news that she mentioned Wes Craven, because obviously Wes passed away a few years back. We have not had a Scream movie without Wes Craven yet. The last Scream movie was Scream 4 back in 2011. Holy shit, it's been 9 years already. And it'll be, 10, 11 years by the time this movie comes out. But just the fact that she read the script and knows that they're, continuing what Wes's vision would be, or what Wes has kind of created or helped create with Kevin Williamson, is a good sign for me, and it's not just some cash grab. I know what else is she going to say? I'm not excited, it's just a paycheck. Obviously, she's not going to fucking say that. But just the fact to mention Wes, she didn't have to mention Wes, so that's a great sign for me. So what else do we know about Scream? We know it is hitting theaters in January of 2022. Don't take that January release date to mean bad news. Yes, usually there's not much released in January, but because of COVID, all bets are off now. There's not going to be many movies that that come out in 2021, except for the movies that are delayed. So all bets are off now for the next few years, just because everything's been delayed and filming has halted and shit like that. So don't take too much into that. But yes, January 2022. We also know that in addition to Sidney, Gale and Dewey are coming back. So the main core three are all coming back. Will they all die in the opening scene as some have wanted? That remains to be seen. I'll have another video about that soon. But I just kind of want to talk about the news today. We also know that they did announce today that Judy Hicks, who was one of the police officers in Scream 4, is coming back, which is very cool, because she was a fun character. She was that little blonde police officer that was really more heavily involved in the plot than you might remember. So a good sign that she's coming back. Now the elephant in the room. Kirby. Is she coming back? We don't know. Everyone's asking for it. Remember, we never actually saw her body. We don't know if she's totally dead or not. My thoughts, I don't know what they're going to do, but if they do bring her back, I think they will do it as a surprise. I feel like they probably would have announced it today. They could announce it in the future. They could save Hayden for a new day. But if Hayden wants to come back and they want her back, I think it'd be cool to do it in a surprise way. So that's what I think they'll do. But obviously that remains to be seen. So now the main question for me about Scream 5 is, what direction will they go? We know in Scream 1, they tackled the tropes of slasher franchises and did it so fucking shockingly well that, we're in 2020 and they're still making Scream movies, and that came out in 96. In Scream 2, they tackled the tropes of sequels. Also very well done. Scream 3, hit or miss for most people. Miss-ish for me, but they tackled the trilogy. And Scream 4 from 2011, as I mentioned, they brilliantly tackled remakes and reboots. So what else can they do? That is the question. Here's my thoughts. You need to look at what is happening in the world, and specifically the horror world now. And what is kind of the trend right now? You got ghosts and shit like The Conjuring and Insidious and Blumhouse and all that stuff coming out. But for me, the main trend that I see, and Scream is a big part of that right now, is nostalgia. We had the nostalgia of Halloween 2018 and Jamie Lee Curtis coming back. You have Stranger Things with the 80s nostalgia. You have all kinds of nostalgia. I think if they are smart, and Scream movies, if anything, you can say that they are smart with their plots and story direction. If they are smart, they will tackle this nostalgic trend and find a very, very clever way to weave it into the plot. So that's what I think they're going to do. That's what I hope they're going to do. I hope it's just not some, unoriginal, reboot type thing, because they already kind of did that in a cool way in Scream 4, and I don't think you're going to top that. But I think you tackle nostalgia. The writers, and there's people way more clever than I am that could find a way to do that, but that's what I would do. So let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Scream 5? Are you excited for Nev to return? How would you, weave the story of Scream 5 into what's happening in the horror community now? So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know.